Sandy, sometimes a buyer will come to me and tell me that they're pre-qualified. And I asked them, pre-qualified or pre-approved? And they said pre-qualified. So I said, can you send me the letter? And then I read it, and I usually call the loan officer, and I start asking the loan officer questions.
Which is a smart thing to do.
Yeah. So the reason is we don't want to put the buyer in a position where they're out there trying to make a deal on something that the bank's not going to support them with, because the worst thing that can happen is we go into contract and they don't get the mortgage commitment and the deal falls apart, right?
Right.
Nobody's happy in that scenario.
Absolutely not.
What is the difference with a pre-approval versus this pre-qualification that sometimes some banks do?
Well, some of the time you can just go online and fill out the information that you think is correct, put it in the system, and it'll spit out a pre-qualification.
Wow.
I don't do that, because I don't think it helps anyone. It doesn't help the borrower. It doesn't help the realtor. And it definitely does not help the loan officers when people think they qualify for more than they do,
Yeah.
or vice versa. So when we actually do a pre-approval, we run your credit. We look at your income documents, your pay stubs, your assets, and your gross income, your debts. We take a whole financial picture to assess how much of a loan amount based on what the rates are, and all the other information.
I'm going to
that you can get.
simplify what you just said.
Okay.
The difference between the two is a pre-qualification is what you told the bank you make.
Yes.
A pre-approval is the bank actually verifying the income, the credit. There's verification involved here.
Correct.
Yeah, it's really a big difference, which is very important. And I'm going to tell you why it's so important. Because right now, in today's market, we still have a high demand and a very low inventory, which means there's still competition on a home. And yes, the market's changing, things are changing a little bit. But at the end of the day, we're still competing a little bit out there. And when we go to place an offer, if we don't have a bona fide pre-approval, we're not even going to be considered. In fact, a good listing agent, when they're considering the offers,
Right.
that they're going to present all these offers to the seller, what they're going to do is they're going to verify the information before they tell their sellers. So they're going to call you and say, hey, I'm working with your client. They made an offer on a house, and I just want to verify. Did you check the income? Did you check the credit score? Did you
Right.
check everything? And they're going to make sure that's a solid situation before they first go to the seller and say, hey, we got a buyer here that's offering you X amount of dollars for
Oh,
your house.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a realtor. If I were a realtor, I would not even start showing people houses and running all over the place without double checking that information with the loan officer.
For sure.
Sandra Mogelefsky, licensed mortgage loan originator, MLO number 338049. Links Mortgage Bank, LLC, licensed mortgage banker, New York State Department of Financial Services, NMLS number 5838, located at 143 Post Avenue, Westbury, New York, 11590, equal housing lender.